In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Marianne's guests are leaders in their field, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in their own work. They teach others to develop, refocus, and grow. Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. And remember, make every moment count.
Welcome to Moments with Marianne. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in today. We've got a great show coming right up. We're going to start with our first guest, Anna Stork. Now, she is co-founder of LuminAID. If you guys have not heard about this company, you definitely need to go check them out. That's LuminAID.com. So Anna and her co-founder, Andrea, were in design school when they invented and came up with the idea for an inflatable solar light that packs flat. They did this in response to the earthquake in Haiti. From there, they took their product and were on Shark Tank, where there was a feeding frenzy on ABC's Shark Tank. They ended up with a great investor who is really looking forward and is quite a visionary. You'll have to watch the video to see a little bit more of that, and they have that on their website. And since then, the company has really grown and expanded. There are so many different uses now for LuminAID. It could be for hikers and backpackers or emergency workers, just to light the way for humanity. So let us introduce to the show and welcome to the show, Anna.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, definitely. Thank you. Things come across my awareness, and I heard about your company. It's just kind of something that showed up when I was online, and I had to have you on the show because this looks too amazing.
Thank you very much.
So for our listeners out there, why don't you explain a little bit, because I know that you have this solar LED inflatable kind of like a lantern that you've developed. How did you guys even come to that point? I know you're co-founder. How did you and your other partner come to the point of developing this?
Sure. So in 2010, my now business partner and I, her name is Andrea, we were both studying at Columbia University getting our Master's of Architecture degree. Mm-hmm. And it was our second year in the program, and it was a few weeks after the earthquake in Haiti had just occurred. So if you remember the earthquake in Haiti, it happened right around Port-au-Prince, the capital, and there were about 1 million people that were homeless. And after that earthquake, it was really devastating because Haiti really didn't have a very good electrical grid before the earthquake and didn't have a lot of infrastructure. So after the earthquake, it was just totally wiped out and people's homes were completely gone. So Andrea and I were sitting in our architecture studio course, and we were just kind of reading. The news was just filled with images and stories about these tent settlements, these informal settlements that were popping up around Port-au-Prince. And we were looking at these images of these basically just like informal shelters that people were forced to live in, packed right up against each other. And one of the things that really struck us and that we were reading about was how dangerous it was and how unsafe, especially at night, it was for children and for families. And there were a lot of instances with rape and kidnapping and theft. And it just sort of startled us and made us think, like, how can these people even begin to start thinking about moving on and getting on to the next step of recovery when they were so concerned with personal safety. And we were looking at what was being distributed, and there really wasn't a lighting product. There was no form of light. So after dark, it was like total darkness. And so we decided to focus that semester on designing a lightweight lantern that could be cost-effectively shipped in emergencies. And that's how we came up with the LuminAID, our first product, which is a LuminAID solar light, and it packs flat, and then it inflates into a lightweight lantern. So it's totally waterproof. It's really lightweight, and you can pack and ship 50 LuminAID lights for the space and volume of 8 conventional flashlights.
That is absolutely fabulous, and I know that people can order these. They're available now. They can order them on your website. They've actually been available for some time. That's LuminAID.com, and we'll be providing a link where people can go ahead and visit your website and definitely get involved and purchase some of these and give them as gifts.
Yeah, that's what we realized shortly after is that it's also just a really great product for your own emergency kit and your own safety kit. So we sell them a lot to retail stores and also to individuals who just want an extra light in case the power goes out.
Oh, definitely. Now, I know then your journey took you to ABC's Shark Tank, and you guys were basically there was a feeding frenzy because all the sharks wanted to support you, and both you and and Andrea, and so you had to make a decision there about whose proposal you were going to take, and you really didn't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah, we definitely didn't. They really put you on the spot, and I think that's kind of part of the drama is you really have to decide right there and go with your gut. And we had 5 offers. They were all very good offers, and we ended up going with Mark Cuban as our investor, mainly because he really saw the potential for our technology that we had patented. So we actually had filed patents for this idea of combining solar into an inflatable core. So different sizes, different performance parameters. That was kind of our vision for this technology. And so Mark really pushed us in his questioning, what else? What else are you going to do? And was very interested in the disaster relief aid potential in particular. So that really hit home with us, and so we picked him. And we're very, very happy with our choice. He's been a very good partner for us.
Oh, I bet. And it's kind of nice to, have someone that also asks those questions about looking into the future. So what else can you do with this? And I've it's interesting. There's Pokemon Go is all over the place, and I know that your solar lights are perfect for people who are running around finding Pokemon.
Yeah, we just actually posted about that on social media to encourage people to take one of our lights with them.
Yeah, well, it's a perfect combination. So with the development of this, and as you guys have progressed forward, what is of all the regions that these lights get sent to, what is one of the biggest regions right now that is really utilizing your lights?
So we work with a couple large disaster relief aid organizations that distribute them after emergencies. So these are organizations that stock, a whole bunch of emergency aid products and then will deploy them right after an emergency with their teams on the ground. And so we work with a few of those, like Doctors Without Borders, a few UN organizations, and our largest customer is Shelterbox. And they distribute them everywhere after emergencies. So wherever there's a flooding situation or a typhoon or an earthquake, they'll distribute solar or LuminAID lights. And so that's been one of our largest distribution channels. And actually another really large one for us is the U.S. So we sell a lot of lights to retailers in the U.S., like the Container Store, for example, carries our lights, and we're working with some other retailers as well. And the emergency preparedness community in the U.S. in particular has really been a good channel for us. There's a lot of people that are preparing just in case of an emergency, and it's a perfect fit for that because you can stock a few of them in a very small space. So the U.S. is a very big channel for us as well.
Oh, good. Well, and I notice when people go to the homepage of your website, it really makes your product very real and how it's helping people. because you've got this video that is kind of looping, that is kind of showing different people in different countries, from children to elderly to just travelers who are using it. And so it really makes it a real product, and it's really making as a consumer looking at this, it's like, wow, this is really making an impact.
Thank you. Yeah, that's really our goal we work with a lot of different, we call them like sales channels, like a lot of different types of customers, because it's a product that fits with a lot of different customer groups. And we do our best to combine them as much as possible. So like our U.S. customers or even our international customers have the option of buying one and donating one. So we have that option on our website where they can give one, get one. And just for like a little bit extra, they can donate one to one of our community projects all around the world to distribute lights to people without access to electricity. So that's really nice for us to just be able to connect the dots a little bit. And our customers are incredible in that way, and that they really want to help us achieve this goal of ours to provide sustainable light.
I think it's so important, and like how you were saying in the beginning of the show, when people are encountering a disaster, having no light is a really big deal. Yeah, and most people don't think about that.
Yeah, no, it's very true. I think that, we see a lot of situations like in those informal settlements and people in areas where people have been displaced and are forced to live in like refugee camps and things like that. It's incredibly dangerous at night, and a little bit of light just makes everyone slightly more accountable, and it just gives you like a little bit more comfort, even if it may not. I do believe that it does improve safety, but I think that level of comfort that it provides is also just really, really important.
It does give that sense of security. You're able to see a little bit, to see what's going on around you. A lot of times, if it's like an earthquake in some of these regions, once you have one earthquake, there are many aftershocks and many earthquakes that typically hit within the same area. So, being able to safely navigate, this would be just, just a priceless thing to have.
Yeah, that's what we hope, and that's what we've seen so far. So thank you.
Oh, definitely. So I know that you guys have done some amazing things, and you're getting some great publicity, as you should. You people are noticing what's going on and paying attention and reaching out. So what is coming up for LuminAID next? What do you guys have next, kind of, that's your next project, or maybe an event that's coming up?
Yeah, we're launching actually some new products in just about a month. So if you stay tuned to our website or our Facebook page, we'll be launching some new inflatable solar lanterns with different performance parameters and some different features. So we're really excited about that. And our goal is really just to continue to expand our product line for different customer needs and different emergency situations, and also recreational outdoor use. So we're just really excited to continue to grow our company. We're a team of like 5 full-time people, and then we have a few great part-time interns that are kind of rotating from universities in the nearby Chicago area. And we just have a really, really great team. So we're excited to continue to grow.
Oh, that's fabulous. And what a small team to run such a dynamic company.
It is. Yeah, we try to keep it lean.
Yeah. Well, and also for the interns, what a great opportunity to get into working with a company like this that's making such a profound difference.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. They all stay with us for a while. I think they really enjoy it because they have a lot of responsibility and they wear a lot of different hats. And University of Chicago has a great program. So does DePaul. Like, there's a lot of nice programs here that help small businesses, financially support an internship program. So it's been a nice part of our business. Also, just for Andrea and I to see our company begin to grow, and also to see people be so excited about about our company and take ownership in the idea as well. It's very meaningful for us.
Oh, well, and I bet the both of you, I mean, because this is such a hands-on, company, that this is probably taking up a great deal of your time, but it sounds like you really enjoy doing what you're doing.
We do, and it has, I think a startup company has its ups and downs, and it's very much an emotional and physical, sometimes roller coaster, but it's very, very rewarding. And I think as the team grows, it also gets better and better, because you can focus in on, you can focus in a little bit more on things that you really want to focus in on, and can kind of allocate, different jobs to different people a little bit more effectively. So it's nice also to be at the point where we are now, because I do feel like we have kind of set the infrastructure up for us to be able to scale, which is, it's really nice to see.
That's exciting. That's so exciting, especially because you're just on that cusp for the next big adventure with this company, it seems like,
Yes, that's what we hope.
Well, so if our listeners want to be involved with your company, maybe do you guys do donations? They can do the one-for-one, give a light.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. So we sell the lights online, and you can, when you purchase the light, you'll see kind of a little sidebar that says if you want to donate a light as well. So you can donate a light through our site. Our website is LuminAID.com. We also, I think Facebook is typically the page where we communicate all of our different sales and our different partnerships and things like that, and same with our newsletter. So those are all really great ways to stay involved and to stay up to date on new products and things like that. And
what's happening and what's going on with Pokemon Go too. So in some ways, at least to get your lights for that.
Yeah, definitely. I recommend the Spectra for that.
Huh?
I said I recommend the Spectra. It's like our color changing lantern. And it provides a decent amount of light, so it would be fun for a Pokemon Go lantern.
Oh, definitely. That sounds like a lot of fun. So you've got different types of lights that can be used for, and they just all pack up into just about nothing. My goodness.
Exactly.
They're easy, lightweight, and all that. Well, thank you so much for, and don't laugh, but for the light that you're bringing the world. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And we appreciate you taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for having me, and thank you for what you're doing to help us spread the word. We really appreciate it.
I'd like to thank you again for tuning in. We've been speaking with Anna Stork, co-founder of LuminAID. If you'd like to be involved in a very worthy charity, and in their Give a Light, Get a Light program, they've already given more than 25,000 lights, have been distributed to charities in more than 60 countries. Go ahead and visit their website. Also, we've got Halloween coming up, so you want to make sure that you pick up lanterns for your little trick-or-treaters. And what a great way to do it, by picking up a lantern over at LuminAID, and then giving one as part of a charity as well. So we're going to pause here for a quick break. We've got another exciting guest coming up in just a moment, so you want to stay tuned for that. It's Lisa Wilson, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Internationally recognized and award-winning author Judy Goodman works and teaches outside the box of limited thinking. Working with people from every walk of life, her goal is to empower you to be the best you can be, no matter what the challenge is. Born with the gift of seeing beyond our normal vision, she has an extraordinary gift of working with every challenge. teaching beyond conventional wisdom. Her work is described as life-changing. Visit judygoodman.com. That's judygoodman.com. Ben Wexler is a gifted leadership development and strategy consultant for professionals who want to transform their organizations and careers. Through a uniquely personalized set of processes, participants discover their unique knowledge, how to leverage that knowledge and experience, and then put it all together with a global strategy. You're more valuable, your organization is more valuable, and the change is viral. Contact Ben at 630-881-1074, 630-881-1074.
Discover the book publisher's weekly calls compelling. Piper, Once and Again, is the breathtaking debut novel by psychic medium Caroline E. Zani. Death has no power over love. Piper, Once and Again, is a story of hope for the hopeless and faith amidst tragedy. Follow Piper on a journey of loss and redemption as she tries to find the one man who can help her figure out why she must be. Piper, Once and Again. www.carolinezani.com.
Are you a successful entrepreneur or sales professional, but you're ready to take your success to the next level? I'm Bob Berg, and I invite you to join me at our next Go Giver Sales Academy. You'll learn how to communicate your exceptional value to more people, sell at full price, become objection-proof, and embrace the abundance that's your birthright. Limited to just 12 people, so it's personalized, impactful, and transformational. Visit GoGiverSalesAcademy.com and see what others are saying.
Hello, this is J.J. Burton, former NFL pro football player and now author, keynote speaker, elite trainer, and success coach. To play in the NFL, it takes certain qualities, principles, and a work ethic that's unmatched. The secret strategy for success is something that I train top leaders, CEOs, sales teams, and entrepreneurs who are looking to move their game to the next level. If you need some VIP coaching or looking for a motivational and spirited keynote speaker, hire me and cultivate a culture of success by visiting jjburden.com.
Have you ever had the sense that your thoughts might actually be doing something? Ancient secrets of manifesting have been masterfully revealed in the award-winning book Manifesting 1-2-3 by Ken Elliott. For the first time, the author's experiences and stories in this book describe exactly how your thoughts can create anything. You've been doing this all your life, but it's never been fully explained for you until now. Visit manifesting123.com for more information today. Manifesting123.com.
During times of uncertainty, challenges, and change, how do we find a ray of hope to move forward? In Amy Van Adde-Slater's best-selling book, Moments, Magic, Miracles, and Martinis, she offers a torch of inspiration, motivation, mindfulness, and authenticity that illuminates even the most desperate of situations with possibility. Order your copy today to see what the buzz is all about at www.amyvslater.com.
This is Tanya Carroll Richardson, author of the new book, Angel Insights. I used my psychic gifts to get messages from the angels to write this book, and I'd like to help you get personalized messages from your own angels. Learn your subconscious blocks, make sense of the past and present, and receive advice about navigating your future in an angel reading at tanyablessings.com. Book a session with me and your angels at tanyablessings.com.
Welcome back to Moments with Marianne. Our next guest is a dear friend of mine. I've gotten to know her over the last year, an amazing lady. She's called by many the Quantum Success Coach. Her name is Lisa Winston. Her core work involves inner alignment, energy management, authenticity, and creating conscious, sustainable businesses. Her spot-on intuitive advice, Her vision and ability to hold space for others so they can rise to their greatness is what draws people to her. She is just an amazing woman. She's founder of Awaken Your Core Fire Coaching and also founder of Authentic Leadership Business Academy. Lisa offers trainings and summits, which highlights internationally recognized keynote speakers, leaders, visionaries on various conscious subjects, from leading edge topics to life-changing topics. Lisa is noted for teaching alignment, authenticity, sustainability business, and building skills which propel people into their passion and purpose. Who doesn't want that? So, without further introduction, let's welcome Lisa to the show. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Thank you, Marianne, for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thank you. It's always such a joy to talk with you. And, I think it's about time we share some of your insights with the world.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, why don't you explain for our listeners, how long have you been working in this, this coaching sessions that you've been doing for realignment and getting people kind of back on track?
Well, it's been a total evolution, considering the fact that I was a professional vocalist for almost 40 years. Yes, I am that old. It's true. But years ago, after I lost my home to fire and I had some other illnesses and things happen, I really got a huge wake-up call. And I knew that I was supposed to move into something that was my life purpose. And I knew I was here for a greater purpose than what I had been, doing before. So it's just been an evolution. I kind of found my way and took a couple of certification courses and worked with some groups and did, sessions. And I really have just evolved into where I really am, which is it's all about authenticity, and that's what I really focus on right now. But again, it's just been this constant evolution, really connecting with my inner being, hearing my inner GPS, my guidance, and really moving forward in that. And so it's becoming more powerful as I really just move into what I'm here to do.
Well, and I know that you've been studying personal coaching, self-development. You've been taking training workshops and really have become a leader as far as your own workshop that you've created.
Yeah, what I really love, it's all about my actually, if I can mention it, my very first summit was called the Awaken Your Core Fire Summit, and that was really what I was all about. And that did so well, and that kind of propelled me into my all of my programs, which I put under the title of Awaken Your Core Fire, because it's all about really, connecting with your inner essence and really connecting with the passion and the purpose, why you're here. And if you don't have that connection, boy, everybody kind of flounders around. What am I here to do? I don't know what I'm here to do. And so that's what really got me super excited. And it was just about getting people aware of, how they can ignite their inner fire and find out what they're here to do. So that's the name that I have for all of my programs. And it's been really powerful.
Well, I know with your summits that you have some of the top leaders, and it can be women who are in business, spiritual, whatever the case may be, that will come in and bring a message to the different summits that you have that really elevate people, just by being able to participate and pay attention.
Oh, yeah. It's been such a joy. That's my greatest joy, and that is just connecting with other people. And the people that are in this realm are so powerful. Like I've had Katie Hendricks on several times, and Ariel Ford and Dr. Joe Rubino. A lot of other people too, because I bring people in that have a wide variety of modalities and beliefs, but I really work in the spiritual realm, the energetic realm as well, and also in the business realm, but it's a conscious business. And so it's been such a joy connecting with these people, their wisdom, just getting different perspectives. And the cool thing is that, we're here to, we're teaching what we're here to learn most. And so that's been a great joy for me of really, delving in and learning more about myself as I also help other people to transform that come to the summits and really learn. So it's been such a joy connecting with everybody.
Oh, definitely. And lots of great people offering amazing, soul-inspiring insights I mean, that really it's a game changer. It really is. I also know that you do life mastery classes, not classes, but they're like summits for people who are over 40.
Well, considering
that would be me.
Yeah, getting closer to 60. I mean, do we want to go there? It's hard to believe. I feel like I'm 12 inside, But, I really knew that not only authenticity, but midlifers were really a huge focus for me in my business, because there's so many people there are, I work with men and women, primarily women, but so many people our age, 40 and over, really even maybe 50 and over, have changed. They're getting divorces, their kids are leaving home, and they're really trying to step into their purpose. And so that's what I love. I really help people kind of reignite that fire and reinvent their lives and really move forward in a powerful way. And there's so many of them coming forward. There are so many coaches on the planet right now, and coaches in training it's incredible. But this particular age group is really powerful. There's a lot of wisdom when these people come in. And like I said, we're all mirrors of each other. So because that's been my journey, those are the kind of people that I attract. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, and what an important time. I know that most people do reinvent themselves, especially when we go 40 and beyond, because we're looking at, it's more of a, at least in my case, and many people probably that I know probably speak the same language. When you're younger, it's all about success in such a way that it's a financial thing or accolades or whatever the case may be. But when we get older, it's a little bit more about fulfillment.
It really is, isn't it? Yeah. And who wants to sit around and retire, right? I mean, nobody wants to do that. That sounds like a boring concept to me. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'll ever do that.
Me neither. We're going to go with our hair on fire until we're not here anymore, right?
Hey, I've got more to offer than, just 50 years or 60 years of work, or participation into something.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot more. And I think a lot of the great minds feel the same way. They don't, look at retirement, as it's not really the traditional thing anymore. It's a little bit more like, another phase of life.
Well, and I'm, I used to call myself a warrior goddess because I've been through so many things, but I'm kind of getting rid of the warrior aspect of that. It's kind of like lay your sword down, the battle's been won. But, it's really about breaking through this. I have a little rebellious side, which is my inner fire coming out, where the social consciousness, even my family back east, this consciousness about, the medical establishment and getting old and, getting sick and going on medications and then waiting to die is just like not up my alley at all. So what I'm trying to do is literally change the consciousness around aging and around, what we're able to do. I mean, look at Louise Hay. She's 88. I've worked with her and she's phenomenal. My mother-in-law is 88. She's a mentor, coach, singer. I mean, you don't have to wither away when you're in your 80s. You stay active and, love what you're doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, withering away isn't what we signed up for.
Yeah, no. There are days that we'd like to, right? Because it gets a little busy, but...
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, so, and it kind of brings me around to some questions I have for you, because I know that you're this great leader, you have these summits, you've participated in articles and books and what have you. One of the things that really kind of was standing out, and I want you to explain this to us and for our listeners, is how important is authenticity? And what does that even mean for people today? Because it's kind of a go-to word, and people are like, well, what the heck? I'm feeling pretty authentic right now,
I love that about you. That's a great question, Marianne, because, I started out with that, and then I thought, authenticity coach, that sounds so, I don't know, what does that mean? And then it was so cool because what I learned was that, again, like I had mentioned earlier, we teach what we're here to learn. So I never really knew who I was I always felt uncomfortable around people. I mean, I was a singer and I was always outgoing and people thought I was an extrovert, and I was such, oh, you're so amazing. But they didn't have any idea of, how I'd go home and I'd be an introvert. I didn't like people much. I didn't really know who I was. I was uncomfortable around people. And so when you get into this business, you have to learn to be, if you want to be an authentic leader, which I love to do trainings around too, you have to show up transparently. You have to learn about, leadership, what the qualities are, and you have to be in it for the long haul. So I think that the journey to authenticity is one that goes on forever. It's an evolution, just like everything else we're learning. But if you don't know who you are at the core, and if you don't know what you're here to do, and if you aren't so comfortable in your skin that, you learn to say no to people and create boundaries and just step into your, I always call it standing in the fire, but stepping into your power. And that's the power. A lot of people hate that word because it seems so egoic. But it's not. It's this God-given power that we have that creates transformation in other people. When you stand in your fire and you stand in your power, people are in that energy. Man, they transform like crazy. And so I've learned to, get on Facebook and even in my emails to my tribe and all these other things where I actually tell them and I take them through the things that I've gone through, because if you really want connection with people, because that's what business is all about. That's what success is all about. It's really connecting to people and being generous with people and, giving of yourself and showing up as who you really are, because people connect with that. Everybody has troubles. And if you show up and you're some, guru up on some pedestal, they're never going to connect with you and you're never going to create change for them. So it's so critically important. I think authenticity is probably number one next to, having that spiritual connection and being aligned with your inner guidance. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, it really is of paramount importance, and I agree with you 100%. And that's why so many people really feel that your coaching is such a benefit to them, because it's really helping them figure out, okay, who am I? Especially if you're redefining who it is that you are and what you're really all about and what makes you happy and what's your passion. It's good to have somebody to kind of help you along the way and kind of be that person that not only keeps you accountable, but also helps point out the little road marks in the way, going, hey, I think you missed this,
Yeah, exactly. I love that. We can talk all day on this stuff, yeah.
Oh, I know for sure. But that all brings me to my next question. So I know another thing that you teach about is the power of commitment and choice. Can you explain that for our listeners?
Oh boy, those are huge. Yeah, I mean, and nothing like learning, I love coaching because everything you learn about just is such an inner journey. And it's like, you probably know I've actually worked with Brian Wetton, who has a book out called Yes, Yes, Hell No. Brian and Nicole, I actually worked with them one-on-one. And I love the concept. It's this concept where, somebody wants to make a commitment to change in their life. They know that they want to do it, right? And it's like, yes, I'm all in. Oh my God. And they call you and they want to join your program and then, sign me up, send me the agreement. And then all of a sudden they disappear off the face of the planet. You can't contact them. You can't find them. You can't email them. They disappear. And so Brian's book talks about this. It's beautiful. And it states how when we come, and this is, I don't know if you want me to go into this, but it's the 3 signs of resistance, which I love to talk about.
Oh yeah, please do.
It's like, okay, cool, thanks. It's like kind of goes hand in hand with this.
Oh yeah.
But it's like when we want to up-level our lives, something happens, it's this fear, this massive fear that kicks in that's so intangible. And I actually did a process with Brian and Nicole that was huge. I had a massive fear of being visible, which a lot of us do that are in these conscious businesses, from past lives or whatever. So, I had this massive, massive fear. And it's like you have to break through that or you're never going to get to the next step. That's just the way it goes. And so what happens is you get people like when I did this process, it was like deer in the headlights. It was like this fear that was so big. It was almost like somebody had a gun to my head. And the bizarre thing about it is it was fear. It's an energy. It's intangible. It's this thing that's in your inner being. And so you have to learn to make friends with it as opposed to pushing it away, because then we talk about resistance. And what I love is that there are 3 signs of resistance that I absolutely love. And the first one is that, I'm not going to cuss here on your show, But
thank you. I would hate to have that bleeped out.
It's like if you're being chased by a tiger, run like crazy because you're in danger. Okay, that's the first sign of resistance. You got to this is all about feeling into what your situation calls for. Being a detective, I love to teach this. What am I feeling? What is my truth? Is it light or heavy? Really feeling it and from a deep level, knowing what to do in each situation. The second sign of resistance is if you're feeling massive resistance, you really need to look into that and feel, again, if it's light or heavy energy. What does it feel like? How does it really feel in my being? Because it could mean it's a red flag. You don't want to go there. But I would say the number one thing that happens with resistance, because you're not usually chased by a tiger, and, sometimes there are red flags. The biggest thing that happens, especially when we go into wanting to make massive life changes or change ourselves or up-level our game, whatever it is this resistance that comes up that's saying, yeah, do it, jump in. Because if you jump in, there's a treasure chest waiting on the other side for you that's so huge. And unless you jump in and you take that risk and you make that commitment and you make the choice, pro your life, and and you make that choice and you jump in, unless you do that, you're never going to get to the other side. And it takes that grit. It takes that inner fire to do it. So commitment's huge. Commitment literally and choice literally shifts your entire life. When you make a commitment that's big and you choose to jump in and you choose to follow it, whether you fail or fall off your horse and whatever it is, because we all fail, right? There is no failure, really. You just get back up and you ride. You keep recommitting over and over. So when you do it, it literally shifts your life. Then you can, and as you and I know in this business, we're always having to make new commitments, recommitments, and choices. And we're always having to push through new resistance as we up level. It's just the way it works. So it's really beautiful because when you know that, then you might say, oh, darn, it's going to be really hard. But I know there's something really cool on the other side that's going to be better than I could ever imagine. So let me take the chance. Sorry, I get a little passionate about this stuff.
Yeah, well, you know what? And it shapes everything it shapes the legacy that we leave behind, So it's our commitments and choices throughout our lifetime that shape who it is that we are and what it is that we leave for others.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And boy, it's worth the journey, isn't it? I mean, it's a ride. So why don't you talk to our listeners about the importance of igniting your core fire? I know we talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the show. And why don't you explain, what does that even mean? Does that mean that I have to go outside and start a barbecue, or what are we doing here? Well, you could, but that's a really great question. This is a spiritual journey. And and I'm going to speak briefly into the fact that I also teach how to navigate life as a whole being. And that means, an energetic, spiritual, and physical being. When we come on the planet, nobody says, oh, you're an energy being and you have a spirit and you're a soul. And, the physical part is only part of you. So we don't know when we come onto the planet that we're going to get all these, limiting beliefs and all these things that aren't us, and we're going to carry them through our life and, have wounds and all this other stuff. So it's really about going back in. This goes back to authenticity as well. But your core fire is like your inner essence. I bring people back also to love. Self-love is so important and connecting with that divine love, which is what we are. It's like we don't have to get it. We just have to connect to it. And so when you really start to come back to knowing that you're a whole being and that you have to nurture and nourish all parts of you, you have to take care of your physical. I meditate every day, and I teach people to do small meditations. You don't have to do it for hours a day. Energetically, you need to learn to manage your energy. You're an energy being. And this whole experience, this illusion that you see is all energy, and you're attracting and picking up energy from other people. There's this whole management system that really has to happen so that you can function and navigate life on a more a level of more ease and grace. But again, this is all leading to your inner fire. Your passion in life, your purpose in life, whatever that is, comes from that inner fire. And so even though I teach meditations on how to do that, it's also, you can also be practical. You don't have to always go to your heart. Your mind is good for some things too. But I like to do some exercises where you literally bring your mind down into your heart space and you join them together, and they work together in tandem because they're a beautiful team. And that's where you get all answers. And so to ignite that fire is to really find out, what turns you on. What is it you're here to do? What is it you want down the road? What do you really want more than anything? And I'm not talking about cars and houses. What do you want? Like, freedom is a big one for most people. Not just financial freedom, personal freedom. So what is it that really drives you? That if you were able to do it, you would get up every morning. And even if you have challenges, you'd be like, oh my God, my life is so worthwhile. I'm able to serve. I'm able to help people. And I get to do whatever it is that you're here to do. That igniting that is starting that process of trying, of being a detective again, like I always teach, trying to find answers to questions and then doing the meditations and amping up that inner fire and finding what drives you. And that is what really starts to ignite and create that flame that gets bigger and bigger and burns brighter and helps you to be a brighter influence in the world as well. So,
well,
cool stuff.
It doesn't get better than that, right?
I don't think so.
Well, and much more important than being an influence in the world, being an influence in your life,
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it's
showing up and being the hero of your own story.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of being an authentic leader. You can't help other people transform if you can't help yourself. You really have to allow yourself to be refined. You and I were just talking recently about, all the stuff that's going on right now in the world, how things are so difficult for people. But if we keep resisting what's coming, everything that's coming is a lesson. It's like allow yourself to stand in the fire, get the lesson, be refined, and come out on the other side, shining brilliantly. There's for all of it. It's not for punishment. It's for our good. Right?
Well, and like all things, I mean, you can't notice how good it is unless you have little, challenges along the way that make you really appreciate the good that you have or, the great in your life,
Absolutely. Yeah, if we were handed things on a platter, we'd never, silver platter, we'd never get it. We'd never get the lesson. We'd never change. So it's just this constant evolution till the day you leave this planet. And it's beautiful. I mean, I've talked to people who are in their 90s who say, that are connected and say, oh my gosh, I just, learned something else about myself today, or I saw a piece of resistance. So it's just like those layers on an onion. You're just peeling them away constantly, and you're getting to the middle of it, and really getting to the core. And it's a beautiful process. I mean, there's no other way to live, really, truly. I've actually lived the other way, and it's not very pleasant. So
it doesn't work well. I think many of us can attest to we've had times in our life, in one aspect or another, maybe it's personal or business or finance or relationship, whatever it is, there's always something that has some challenges that will occur.
Always. Count on it, right?
Oh, for sure. Now, I know that you're really big on trusting the journey. Can you explain for our listeners what that means?
Yeah. I wrote about that in a co-authored book that I was in with 20 other authors, and it was really my experience of my journey,
That's the Keys to Conscious Business Growth, that book?
Yeah, and I don't know, I don't know how much time we have, but briefly, just my life journey up until I was about, 48, 49, 50 maybe even, was just horrific. Filled with so many challenges. I don't know, I don't need to mention them here, but they were pretty big, all of them. They were never ending. And so, and I was really disconnected at that point, even though I knew I was here for a greater purpose and I would do courses and I got certified in Qigong. I was always looking for, like praying to God, and, I was in a victim mindset. So it was like, please help me. Right. But there was a point where a light bulb went on for me. And when that started happening and I started seeing value, like when I mentioned, I lost my house in a wildfire in San Diego in 2007, and I had breast cancer 2 months later. So I started getting hit by a 2x4 across my head. And that's when the light bulb, thank God, started coming on. I didn't get taken out, right? I was given the opportunity to look at what was happening and use it for good. It was a treasure. All of it was a treasure. None of it was woe is me, the victim, or, anything else like that. So I started actually listening and accessing my inner guidance, and I started getting hits. Go here, do this. And I didn't always know, like with my first business coach, I had no idea. I never had heard of her. Don't even know how her emails got into my inbox. A lot of people said that.
Isn't that how that works, though?
Well, the synchronicities. It's so beautiful because when you really connect to that power that's in everything, it's so beautiful because your inner guidance will literally lead you. You know how we always have intuitive hits when we don't, like back when I was, unconscious. I had intuitive hits, I wouldn't follow them, and they would always turn out that if I followed them, it would have been much better for me, right? So learn to do that. You really, it's beautiful. And again, a lot of people want the magic pill, but there isn't a magic pill. The journey is the destination. So you got to trust.
Wait a minute. So now you're telling people there's no magic pill.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But you know what? But that makes sense because you're right. You're 100% right. And I'm sorry to interrupt you on that. But I mean, there really isn't. There isn't, a magic pill that's going to make everything better or make everything, be what it is that, transform the way that you want. I mean, it's all an inside journey with us,
Absolutely. Well, there's no goal. It's like you might want to get, this is that human thing of, I want a house, I want a car, I want, $100,000 a year, whatever it is. We go towards those goals, we reach them, and then, about 24 hours later, it's on to the next thing. What do I want now, right? Mm-hmm. So you never really get anywhere other than you just keep moving forward and up-leveling and having a deeper connection. And, when you start giving and serving, you start, doing the generosity model, business and really connecting with people from a heart level. You get so fulfilled inside. It's unexplainable. When my coaching clients and I have love affairs, literally we love each other. I mean, it's like we're soul sisters, we're soul family. We've known each other for eons, I'm sure. And so there's this true heart connection. There's this love that happens, and there's transformation that happens in that moment. So, again, I just try to tell people you're not trying to get to something. You just want to be the best version of yourself and get better and better and better. And so it's just trusting those intuitive hits that you get, moving forward on them. It's an incredible ride. Life gets so good. It really does.
That's fabulous. So where can our listeners find you?
Well, they can find me at LisaWinstonAuthenticityCoach.com. LisaWinstonAuthenticityCoach.com. That would be the best way to reach me. My email is on there and all the contact information as well.
Oh, perfect. And so I know they can follow you on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff. So
all that social media stuff. Yeah.
All the social media stuff. Well, Lisa, thank you so much. It has been just a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me, and I want to thank you so much for what you're doing in the world. Just giving everybody the gift of transformation with all of your guests. It's just incredible. I love what you do because I love that too. And what an incredible way to be able to serve. So thank you for all you're doing in the world. I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you, Lisa. It's just been a pleasure. I always enjoyed talking with you. I'm so glad we were able to share this time with our listeners, and you just really bring the game up, and that's what it's all about,
Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank all of our listeners for tuning in. We've been speaking with Lisa Winston. She's the authenticity coach to realign, rediscover, and reignite your life. You can visit her website at LisaWinstonAuthenticityCoach.com. Make sure to sign up for her newsletter. Join her summits, which are always very informative. And make sure to be part of her tribe in social media. So I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. And remember, make every moment count.
Join us next time for Moments with Marianne, when host Marianne Pestana brings another inspirational gifted leader to help us grow. Tune in every second Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Moments with Marianne, when the Dream Vision 7 radio network is at 1510 a.m. Boston. Or catch Moments with Marianne every Thursday and Friday at 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern Time by going to dreamvision7radio.com. To learn how Marianne started her business from the ground up, visit mariannepestana.com. Don't miss this, and remember, make every moment count.